Hello, welcome again. I've been talking a lot about why accessibility is important, why it matters. But the next question is, how the hell do we start? We're going to have a look today in today's video how we can do that. There are basically 3 positions you can start from. The first position is retrofitting an existing application. So you start with something that is bad, broken, not accessible, and you start working on making it better. The second position you can start from is when you have a new project, a new app, so you can be accessible from the start. The third position that you can take is at the company level. You develop a core strategy to become accessible. So you're not going to look just at your website, but you're going to have a global look. What should we do at company level, or apps or software or documentation? It's often forgotten. Let's start with the retrofitting. It's my favorite. You know why? Because it's an easy way in. You don't worry about strategy and about all the technicalities and the difficulties and the very hard things that you need to do, but you start from an audit. There are tools to do audits. You can do a manual audit, but I would like to say I'm available to make audits. I do it for free. I have some automation suite with 3-4 different accessibility tests. And is that perfect? No, because it's automation. Some things will never get caught by an automated test system, but it's a perfect way to start because you have a list of maybe a few major critical things that you should work on. Call me, DM me, look online, you will find an audit. Second, I don't know what you use, Notion, SharePoint, Google, Shared Docs, I don't care, but make a space. Make a shared space where everyone can put URLs to interesting content, linking to videos, tutorials, the web content accessibility guidelines, the legal documentation, tips and tricks. So everyone has access to that space, your whole team. Because it's not only a thing for developers, it's not only a thing for designers, it's not a thing for content writers, it's for everybody. When you do an audit, or you ask me to do an audit, you always will have different levels of issues that are found. And some are minor, some are recommendations. At the start, focus on the critical and the majors, because that are the ones that break your website. So someone with a screen reader can't even access it. The cookie banner, that pops up, but if you don't design that well, people with the screen reader can't even push the button. So the whole website is inaccessible because they can't even get past the cookie banner thing. As I said, dev, UI, content, design, UX, everybody has to be in the mix. And you know, when you finished one project like that, you have that shared space. And that's a good base to craft some guidelines or words and start using it for other projects as well. So retrofitting, if you don't know anything about accessibility, start there. Start with a retrofit of an existing application or a website, or doesn't matter what, but do that as an exercise. The result is the project will be far more accessible than it was before. and you have gained an enormous amount of knowledge. The second position is a new project. If it happens to be that in your company you say, no, okay, I will make a new app now, I will make a new website now, then it's a perfect time to start your project with accessibility in mind. What does that mean? Acceptance criteria. For instance, responsive design is an easy one. So you will have in the acceptance criteria of everything you do for your website, the criterion, it has to run on tablets, on phones, and on big screens. It has to be responsive. It has to adapt to different environments. Well, the same criteria you have to put in place for accessibility. You have to put things like, if we use video, there has to be captions always. If we use images, there has to be an alternative text that describes what the image is about. Or navigation should be easy and maximum 2 levels deep. Testing. If you use some continuous deployment, continuous improvement life cycle, you can add automated tests for accessibility in your cycle. So when a developer commits a new piece of code, tests are run, and if there are major issues with accessibility, he gets an immediate response and he can refactor. So it's a safety barrier, an automated one, so why not? And writing guidelines, same as with the retrofitting, as you go on and you move forward and you move backwards, you will develop a shared space with guidelines that you can use and reuse. Thank you, and see you in the next one. Hoopa.